Some cars, they're just boxes on wheels to get you from A to B. But then you've got the legends. And today we're talking about an absolute titan, the 1970 Dodge Charger. This thing isn't just a car, it's a cultural icon, a piece of engineering history, and, well, as we're about to see, it's basically a weapon on wheels.
I mean, for millions of people, this is Dom Toretto. You can't even picture one without the other. They're totally inseparable. And in those movies, it's not just some prop in the background. No way. It carries the entire emotional weight of the whole series on its frame. It stands for family, for power, for resilience, all of it.
So that's the big question, right? How on earth did a 50-year-old car, a relic from another era, become this global superstar? Well, the answer is pretty cool, actually. It's a story about how this icon was forged not once, but twice. First in the steel mills of Detroit, and then again under the bright lights of Hollywood.
All right, to really get this, we've got to rewind. Let's go all the way back to its birthplace. Picture this, it's the late 1960s in America. The car companies, they were in an all-out war, a brutal horsepower war for who could build the baddest V8 on the planet.
So you got to understand, the Charger was not built to be polite. It was born in the fire of that competition. Dodge basically had one goal: make it fast, make it loud, and make it look mean. And that's exactly what they did with the second-gen Charger. By 1970, they had absolutely nailed it, honing that aggressive formula into the icon we're all here to talk about.
And just look at it, the design was pure intimidation. That super long hood, it just screams there's something huge under here. The hidden headlights, it's like a shark's eyes, giving it this predator stare. And that wide, low stance, that wasn't just for looks, it was built to own the drag strip. You just know, from the moment you see it, this car was born to be on the big screen.
But as incredible as it looked on the outside, the real story, the heart and soul of this beast, was hiding right under that long hood. We're talking, of course, about the engine.
For anyone who knows muscle cars, this one number tells you everything you need to know. 426. That wasn't just some option you ticked on a form. Oh no, it was a declaration of war. This was the legendary 426 HEMI.
Yeah, they had a nickname for it, the Elephant Engine. And trust me, it earned that name. It was huge, it was complicated, and it was just ridiculously powerful. We're talking about a full-blown racing engine that somehow the engineers at Dodge managed to get approved for the street. It was, and still is, the holy grail of V8 power.
Okay, so you see a spec like 490 pound-feet of torque, and it's easy for your eyes to just glaze over. It's just a number, right? Wrong. Let me translate that for you. That number feels like a violent punch in the back that pins you to your seat. It's the feeling of tires desperately trying to grip the pavement as they turn into smoke. It's what launches this massive piece of American steel forward like a cannonball. That feeling is what this is all about.
So, let's recap. We've got this real-life monster, right? An absolute icon, born from the horsepower wars. Now, let's jump back to the movies, because this is where Hollywood grabbed that legend and just cranked the volume all the way to 11.
First things first, and this is super important. The car you see on screen is not a stock 1970 Charger, not even close. It's a cinematic monster, a mythical beast built for one purpose: pure, unadulterated on-screen drama.
And this is where the real world and the movie world really split. A real-deal 1970 Charger with a HEMI was a beast, for sure. It could run a quarter mile in about 13.5 seconds, which was flying back then. But Dom's car? The movie claims it runs a 9-second quarter mile. That's pure fiction, made possible by that giant supercharger sticking out of the hood. The movie car isn't about real-world specs, it's about telling a story.
And that storytelling is what makes the car so special. In the movies, it's never just a car. It's everything. It's Dom's connection to his dad. It's a symbol of his past, his pain, his power, and most importantly, his code about family. The car is basically a character itself, and it grows and changes right along with him.
So you see what's happening here? You've got these two origin stories running side by side. The real-world engineering legend and the Hollywood myth. And when those two worlds smashed into each other, they forged something permanent, an icon, forged twice.
And let's be real, this car was always a movie star. I mean, it was the menacing villain car chasing Steve McQueen in Bullitt. It was the high-flying hero car, the General Lee and the Dukes of Hazzard. So the Charger had a pretty solid resume long before Dom Toretto ever got behind the wheel.
Fast and Furious just took that fame and shot it into a whole other galaxy.
So what's the secret sauce? Why is this car still so revered? Well, it's like the perfect storm, isn't it? You've got the timeless, aggressive look, the legendary V8 power, a genuine drag racing history, and now this global movie star status. But all those things point to one final crucial element, something that makes it even more special today. It's this right here. We live in a world of smart everything, where computers control our cars more than we do. But the 1970 Charger? It's the complete opposite. It's raw. It's real. There's no traction control to save you, no anti-lock brakes, no safety nets. It is just pure, unfiltered analog power. It's a direct connection between you, a massive engine, and the road. And honestly, that's an experience that feels more vital and exciting today than ever before. Which kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. We're heading into a future of silent, brutally quick electric cars. So why? Why does the loud, violent, mechanical roar of this 50-year-old engine still hit us right in the chest? Maybe it's because it reminds us that some kinds of power can't just be downloaded with a software update. They have to be built, they have to be tamed, and they demand your respect.